Good afternoon. This is Monday, February 28th, 2011. It is 12 p.m. noon, and this is the Johnson County Community College Student Senate General Assembly meeting. I will now entertain a motion to adopt last week's minutes of the meeting, and then further on to adopt this week's agenda.
Motion to adopt the 14th minutes.
Second.
Thank you, Secretary. Continuing on, we now have a adoption of this week's agenda.
Motion to adopt.
Thank you, Senator.
Second.
Thank you. And we'll now continue on with the guest welcome, and we will start with Kim Kreiner and then work our way around. Kim?
Do I just speak from here?
Yes.
Okay, great. So my name is Kim Kreiner. I am the Student Sustainability Affairs Coordinator at the Center for Sustainability here on campus. Is everyone aware of the center or the term sustainability? It's okay to say no. So sustainability, using our resources in a way that they're around for future generations. And so what the center does is just try to move the college in a direction that we're doing that, as well as educating, our next group of educated citizens to, make conscious choices and be aware. So that's where I come in. The focus of my job is outreach and education. And I'm fairly new, so what I'm here really to tell you guys is that I'm a resource for you. And if there's ever any events where you feel like sustainability can be incorporated, you want to brainstorm ways to do that, I'm here for that, and you can get in touch with me. I'm also kind of finding my own way in student outreach, so you guys are probably experts at that, and I would appreciate any insight into public events, outreach events that the center's doing, and how to get that word out to the student body to get them involved. Something else I wanted to mention is that we do have a large group of faculty and staff working on a sustainability plan for the campus, and basically that's just reporting on the things we've done and the direction we're going in. And I realize I should probably tell you some of the things we've done, so let me back up for a minute. We have a campus farm that you may or may not be aware of that our sustainable agriculture program is using, but the food that comes from that farm will also be incorporated into our dining services here. So eating local foods and awareness of that. We have implemented a stormwater management system on the southeast quadrant of campus. So that's basically a basin filled with native vegetation that filters all the rainwater that runs off the parking lot full of pollution. So that is filtered before it runs into the watershed. So that's great, and we're actually trying to implement that on other areas of campus as well. And then another big initiative we're working toward is transportation plan, because as I'm sure you all know, transportation and parking on campus is a nightmare, and there's a lot of carbon emissions involved in that. So how do we promote carpooling? How do we promote bus riding? How can, maybe it means subsidizing bus rides for students, or setting up park and ride lots, or all those things are kind of we're throwing around. How do we improve transportation to campus and the carbon emissions associated with that? Because carbon emissions are the largest part of our carbon footprint here at JCCC. So that's just some of the things the center's working on. And back to the sustainability plan, we have two committees that we would really like to see student involvement in, and that is dining and transportation, because those are really big areas that affect you a lot. And so I want to open that up if there's anyone in the room who's interested in being involved with those committees, or perhaps ideas on letting other engaged and motivated students know that this is a place to have a really big say in it. It's a big responsibility. So that was really, yes.
Can you give us of the dining and transportation, I guess, sects of the committee? What are the, what am I trying to say? Like the I can't talk right now. Like the most important of those areas.
Well, That's a good question. I think for dining right now, a lot of it is waste. You know, we're still using styrofoam in some places. And, you know, we do have the reusable containers, but that's not everywhere. It's looking at, we're about to implement a compost program. We do have the composter, but it's not set up yet. RFPs for various other materials, but that should be up and running this spring. So then looking at different compostable products instead of styrofoam that we could be using, and getting those into all the establishments on campus. So those are some of this, I think waste right now is probably the biggest issue. And then, you know, sourcing is also a part of that, where our food comes from, but that's kind of another animal, because I think we have less control of that because we have a contract. Yes?
I have a question.
Yeah.
With the dining and transportation items that you're talking about,
Yes.
are these subcommittees of the sustainability committee, or are these avenues, things being explored within the sustainability committee? Are they separate from that?
They're
But-
subcommittees of the sustainability committee. The sustainability committee being like 45 faculty and staff on campus. So these being focus groups to think, you know, look at tangible goals for these areas, and that way inform the Center for Sustainability on what to focus on and what we can get done. So
Do these meet individually or at the same time? What are
they
the
will be
meeting dates?
individually.
Okay.
And there'll be, and these are processes that are already underway, but I think adding students into them would be great. And so the next meetings, I don't even know when the next meetings are, but they'll be this, you know, and coming up in March. So just opportunities where we love engagement. Yes.
What would be your vision, I guess we could say, for the Student Senate to be a part of this and to help out in any way?
Yeah, that's a good question. And so I guess advocacy, if there, I mean, if, you know, I know I'm asking you to you know, to buy in and support the center, but really getting the word out to students, that's what I think my biggest challenge is right now, to even let them know that the center is there, because I talked to them and I didn't even know you guys were here, didn't even know you were doing all these things. And that's great, but then I realized, you know, that's the first barrier to then finding the students who actually want to get involved. So, you know, there's two levels of the challenge, and so, yeah, that would be, I think, like, aside from any individual interaction that wants to be, you know, that advocacy for.
Well, and I think that it's, a lot of senators in here have a lot of expertise that they can provide to you, especially on dining and transportation, such as Eric. I think Eric would be great for transportation, and also I think that Jacob would be great with dining, and also Gina with dining, and also Sam with dining, definitely Sam Savanya. So I think that there are a lot of senators in here who would help you out a great deal. And I really, now that I guess I've put them on Front Street, I really would encourage for them to get in touch with you, to try to help out in any way that they can, to do it for the best and the good of this community and this campus as well.
Yeah, it's a really great opportunity to get involved and have your voices heard, because up until now there hasn't been very much actually any student involvement in these particular subgroups.
Kim, would you be willing to provide your email address for anyone who's interested in
Yes.
getting involved in these ones?
That would be great.
Yeah,
Should I
or other way of contact to you.
Yeah, so my email is kcriner@jccc.edu, and my phone number is 913-469-8500, extension 2883. And I'm also in Carlson Center 305. If you're ever in the building and just have an idea, that's fine too. So yeah, that would be so great to have involvement in these groups. So especially from student leaders like you guys. Yeah, so that was about it. If anyone has any other questions.
Any questions? Okay.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you. Oh, never mind.
This week or next week?
Oh, there haven't been scheduled yet, but if you
Okay.
get in touch with me and tell me what group you're interested in, I'll definitely make sure you're.
But isn't like anytime soon, like this week? It won't happen.
No, they haven't been scheduled yet. I don't think they'll be this week. It'll probably be next week at the soonest.
Okay.
Treasurer
thank you.
also has
also work with the Student Environmental Alliance?
I do, yes, I work closely with them, just supporting them in their projects and things like that, and letting them know what the center's doing, so, yeah. But I can have that, I can serve in that way to any student group that has an environmental interest, or just wants to have an event that has that in there, so, yeah. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Kim, so much for
Okay,
stopping by.
thank
We really
you.
appreciate it.
All right, I hope to hear
You're
from
always
you.
welcome to come back.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, moving on to the next. Moving on to the next item of business, I guess we could kind of go back and do the guest welcome here just very shortly. Please, your name, what brings you to Senate today, and what you'd like to get out of today, I guess would be great. We'd like to find out about you, so we'll go on and begin with you.
Yeah, I'd be glad to. My name is Alex Luchin. I'm representing the Animation Association. We're a group of CG artists mainly, that's visual effects, old school animation. We also do a lot of 2D stuff. We have some game art people. And what we do is we help animation students, or we help people interested in animation proper, find jobs, improve their craft, outside projects from school, that sort of thing. And we'll be going to the Game Developers Conference tomorrow, from tomorrow till I believe Saturday. And that is being held in California, the Bay Area, and San Francisco. And it's an animation convention for video games, which is a very large industry where a lot of animation jobs are, in that industry as well as in California. So our hope is when we go there to look for jobs, to find out what the newest trends are, bring back maybe some software, some free information, and to give a presentation. And we're here today kind of just trying to spread the word, also looking for a little funding as well. Funding-wise, we've raised the plane tickets. We have those donated both ways. We've also paid out of pocket for the rest of it. So that's really what we do, what I'm here for today. Any questions so far?
Do you need anybody to go with you?
If you have $800, yes. We'd love to pick up more people. There's 4 of us going currently. I will be going as well. And hopefully we can bring back some valuable information not just for us, but for the school. I know a lot of people, when they think of us, they think of geeks with glasses like me who sit at a computer all day. And that is true, we do sit at computers, but we also learn traditional art. I've taken several life drawing and art classes. Our professors encourage us to do outside work, not just classwork as well, and just to really learn anything we can about art. We take things from sculpture, photography, any visual medium we take and take into our own, because we have to know those concepts to be able to improve on our own art. So that's really what we're about.
Well, Treasury's gonna pay for all of this building, so of course at the airport. But we can't wait to finish hearing all the great things that we're gonna hear from the Animation Association on our new trip. So thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Hi, my name is Kira Johnson, and I'm here to let you know and also encourage you. We have I'll backtrack a little bit, about 50 or 100 people here that have hearing loss, that are deaf or hard of hearing. A lot of people don't realize that we have that many in attendance. And obviously, we're also a gay couple as well, so that's an added dimension. But we're interested in having a GLBT club, group or classes. Her experience in the Shoreline Community College. That's where she went before previously, and they did have a club experience there, and so I'll let her talk in more depth about that. But I wanted to see if there would be some support from your group in order to expose individuals to a variety of cultures, not only gay cultures, but deaf cultures, China cultures. In the U.S., we have such a variety of individuals from many different parts of the world and different cultures, and it would be interesting to be able to learn about those cultures. And so we are thinking of maybe some type of awareness week or something like that to help encourage that type of awareness. And we'll let her speak more about. My name is Kira, and I took a GLBT class at the community college I went to, and it was really good exposure. I think it would be good for students here as well, because we do have not only deaf students but also gay students, and a lot of people might not understand what GLBT is, And just that awareness unto itself, I think, is good for the student body. There was a lot of good information that I learned in that particular class that I took. I was able to learn about the cultural differences. There's so much involved. You know, you have gay, lesbian, queer. There's such a variety, and they're not all the same. And so I think it was really good information that I learned in my own experience. I learned some history. I wasn't even aware about the history behind it, about the community itself, and I really enjoyed learning about that, or having that opportunity to take that class. And so I propose maybe we have something similar here, and can have that same opportunity at this college.
Kira, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. I wanted to tell the Senate, I had sat down with both Kiras, I guess you could say, on Friday, and something I usually do is sit down with the Deaf Students Association, and we have dialogues and conversations about things that are going on here on campus and around the school, and it's very, very rare where I ever meet someone who exerts such a passion for anything towards a care or a cause that they care very passionately about, and I could just see it very much in both these young women. And so I think that they would, I told them both from that very point on that they would make great senators and that they really could have a lot of great help here on campus. But what I think that you'll find, and I'm trying to get them to see, is that they have such an ability to inspire each and every one of you, which is something that I think we all need, including ourselves, but yet also be a very strong voice for the campus and the community abroad. So I welcome the both of you to our Senate. We will go through the process of what it takes to become a senator here shortly, and we'll explain that to you in executive board announcements. I want to welcome you. I want to thank you for coming and being here with us, and it's good to see you. Kara, I hope that you got something to eat on Friday, because I remember your stomach was growling. And Kara, I hope that you did your homework over the weekend, because I remember you talked about that's probably what you're going to do, but I really appreciate it. And I want the Senate to also join me in giving you a warm welcome. Enjoy
Can I speak as well?
Yes.
I just want to welcome you all as well, and it sounds like you're talking about how you'd like to get involved, and I'd encourage you to stop by the Center for Student Involvement in COM 309, which is my office. We do have many clubs and organizations, including we have a Queers and Allies group on campus, and they would call Queers and Allies. And I know they would love to have you, but also if you're interested in starting a group or getting advocacy out, I'd be more than happy to help you out.
And when we talked very in depth about their wishes to get a class here on campus that really deals and forces people to, well, not force people, I take that back, but I think open people's minds and opinions towards the gay and lesbian community. And Kira had the same classes on her campus with this, and I told them that with my former experience on the Educational Affairs Committee, which goes through the curriculum of getting classes added here to our campus, and the treasurer who sits on the committee, I thought that he and I could really get together and try to help them out with not only getting them to make a difference for the school, but also opening people's closed minds that really aren't always open in the best situations. Imagine from this one class that we can get started, we could also have classes that deal with every culture and every diversity, and really we will create probably a whole new rainbow coalition. Not to steal that from Reverend Jesse Jackson, but I will, I guess. And so I really am appreciative, and we're here to help you. And this is Emir, who's going to also help you with getting the class together. But again, welcome. Welcome. Moving on. We will now. I'll now yield 15 minutes over to the treasurer for the Animation Association.
He'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll now yield over 5 minutes to the vice president.
Okay. I had spoken to you all about 2 weeks ago about trying to get this election committee started, and I was like, come see me or come contact me. And I know I'm not the most friendliest person or whatnot to be around, but no one came to me to work out with this election committee. I need 5 people. I'd be very flexible with the schedule, and the meetings probably would only take like 30 minutes. We just really need to set down some groundwork for the elections following spring break. And we can't do that without a committee. And then, like I said before, there'd be a chair of the committee, but I'd help you out quite a bit, so. If you are not running for one of our positions up here at the exec board for next year and you would like to help out, I would, rather than doing it after this meeting, I'd rather do it kind of now. So if I can get kind of like a hand count, if anyone would actually like to hang out with me and do some, I just get the logistics down for the election committee.
One.
Where's that?
One. Alicia, I think you'd be great.
I'm running.
Oh. News to me, Jacob?
This is not for who's going to actually run for the board, it's just,
No, if you're running for office, you can't be on this committee.
okay, well, I'm not, so.
So,
I can't work.
This would be good for people who are not coming back next semester, maybe. So you're clearly not running for office. But I mean, we
Yeah.
can't, we can't hold elections if we don't have an election committee,
Yes,
so
we're-
I would strongly
we
encourage
can.
people to help John.
Sure, I'll help you, John.
okay,
It's two,
there we go.
so it's four. You need one more. Come on, one more.
You got it.
I can't.
So you're not gonna run?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's five. You got your five.
Okay.
You
And
good?
if anyone else wants to join, we'd be welcome to have him since you.
Maybe six, just in case.
Can I ask what is it doing?
Pretty much what it would be is getting the date scheduled and then contacting the people to get the right equipment. We need to get laptops and then bringing those over to like Prom 2.0 and then kind of spreading out a schedule for when the elections are held and just kind of maintaining everything while students pass by and when people are going around campaigning for exec board. Mindy has something.
I was gonna say, there's also some kind of like, I'll call it paperwork kind of things that you would do, like you would, once the people who are running for office come back with their signatures, you check to make sure they've got the right number of signatures required to run for office, you check to make sure that they meet like the GPA requirements. Well, you don't check, I check, but, you guys would check to make sure that they meet the other requirements as stated, things like that. And so you make sure that everybody is ready to run, you set the date of the elections, things like that.
Okay.
Really exciting.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
No problem.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
all of you that are gonna help me out.
Do you have all their names? Perfect. Now I will yield 15 minutes over to the treasurer for the Animation Association budget request.
All right, today we have Alex Luchin here with us to give us a brief overview of the conference that the Animation Association wants to attend. So Alex, if you'd like to give a brief presentation, just talk a little bit about the event that you're going to.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the Game Developers Conference is in California. It's host to like several thousand people. There's like over 70 companies attending: Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, any of the big tech guys, Intel, that do anything like that. It's not just animation as well. They also do. It's also sound design. There's everything. They're included with the price, which is why also we're going. They're having free seminars for the 3-day pass, which include how to break into the actual industry itself. And the hardest part about, at least for us, is breaking into the industry. How do you get those jobs? Because every job out there wants 2 years experience plus. And this economy, it's definitely about it's about networking, it's about meeting people, it's about learning the best you can. That's why we're going to do that. See if there's anything, one moment, please. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're going. I think I've mentioned everything so far. Do I need to do a cost breakdown? Would that be?
Oh, we'll do that, don't worry about that.
Oh,
Do
sure.
you
Sure.
want to talk about kind of the volunteer that you did at the high schools? Just
Oh,
how you help them out a little bit.
yeah, sure. We helped out at the Halloween event last October. Let's see, we're going to be helping out the speed modeling competition, which is going to be in the spring, I believe. They're inviting high school students. It's going to be April, I'm sorry. It is spring already. They're inviting high school students to do a speed modeling competition, and we volunteered help with that. which is just helping introduce new students to our school. Because there's a lot of animation students in the surrounding high schools who don't know that JUCO has an animation program. So instead of going to the Kansas City Arts Institute and spending a lot of money, they can come here, get a degree, and move on wherever they want to go. We've also, we assist the animation program in general as well. So if anything comes up with them, we try to help them out. We offer training for students that are interested in our program, since it's not just, while we are an animation club, we're not exclusive. We love anyone who comes in, and we offer training to anyone. We're always at Campus Craze. We try to help out wherever we can. One of our big problems as a club, though, is that because we have a lot of deadlines, we aren't always able to attend every event. But we do read the emails, and we do discuss as a club, and we try to help out where we can. Recently, we had a bake sale, which we raised some money for the club. So yeah, we try to be as active as possible when possible.
What do you want to bring back to the students here at JUCO? Like, do you plan on having something after this trip as like sharing information?
Sure. The plan is to have some sort of power presentation, hopefully for school-wide if possible, just to get people, so they know more about what we do as well as what's going on outside of here, since it's great to have that thorough understanding that there's a lot of places to be and a lot of jobs out there and a lot of people to meet. So that's kind of our plan right now. We're talking to the animation instructors as well, trying to get something set up with them to help introduce that to other students as well in the program. So.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions for Alex? If we could have you step outside. All right, so we, the Budget Committee of the Student Senate at Johnson County Community College, have received a request from the Animation Association to fund them for the 2011 Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, California. The information gained at this conference is to be brought back and presented to anyone who may be interested. The Animation Association wants to take 4 members on this trip. The actual cost for going on this trip, totaling all 4 members, is $2,895.20. 42% of those costs would go towards transportation, 27% towards registration fees, and 31% toward hotel expenses. Since the Animation Association was donated 3 flight tickets and one of the members is willing to pay their own transportation fee, they have eliminated the transportation cost. Therefore, the Animation Association's funds requested from the Student Senate for up to 4 members attending the conference is $1,660, or $415 each. So 0% of that cost would go towards transportation, 47% of it would go towards registration fees, and 53% towards hotel expenses. The Budget Committee recommends that the Student Senate funds 79.3% of their total request, which is $1,316.38, or $329.10 each, for up to 4 members attending the conference. We feel that this funding would be sufficient enough for them to cover the basic expenses, and any other money that they would want to spend on food and souvenirs would be up to them on a personal basis. So I don't know if Sammy and Gina would like to contribute anything on top of this. Yeah, so we just noted that they had a lot of benefits to the community. They were going to help the high school students, they're volunteering their time. They also plan on making a presentation open to anybody who's interested when they come back from this trip with information that they gain. We just saw a problem with the funding because the bake sale that they made, none of that money is going towards this trip, and but it is going to the club for other events. But they did get 3 flight tickets donated to them, so that helps. Does anybody have any questions?
I say that's a pretty sweet deal.
All right,
I like it.
so let's move into voting. All of those in favor? Okay. Any abstentions? Noes? All right. Mike, would you please call Alex in?
Good job, Trev.
Alex, we have funded your trip. We funded 79.3% of your trip of $1,316.38.
Wow. Okay.
So,
Sorry.
so you to stay, feel free, or if you have to go.
Yeah, deadline day tomorrow, I better get out of here. So just head over to Pam's office.
Later today, run through.
Yeah, we might be at lunch right now.
Yeah, can I stop by tomorrow before we leave? Would that be over? Oh, excellent, okay. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks for inviting us.
Oh, yeah,
Congratulations once again. We'll now move on to executive board announcements, and we will start off with, in this order, the vice president, the secretary, the treasurer, and the parliamentarian, and I will finish it up. Mr. Vice President.
Yes. So in our club, we are working on daffodil days, and what this is we get these daffodils, we put them in a vase, and then people can come buy them, faculty, students, whoever. And all the money that is raised from it goes to the American Cancer Society, and it just helps with gain financial support for cancer research, education, advocacy. And we will have these tables set up on the COM 1.5, and the pre-orders will begin on March 3rd and 4th from 11 to 2 p.m. And I guess there will also be order forms in COM 309. And then the pre-order pickup would be Friday, March the 11th, which is right before spring break starts up. So if any of you guys would like to give daffodils to your parents, significant others, really good friends, student senate advisors, then you should definitely go grab one. They will be sold singles for $1.50, doubles for $3, and triples for $5. And if any of you guys have questions after this, come contact me, Michael, or Mindy, and we can get you squared away on those. But it should be me and Michael mostly, and a few of the other interclub people up there selling those. One other thing that's going on campus, after March 11th, over spring break, I don't know if you guys have had Dave Krug as a teacher. He's an Italian teacher here, and I believe this is the third year he's been putting this together, but they call it Lose the Training Wheels, and what it is two people will have a child, they get a child brought in from the community, and this is a kid with special needs and who hasn't been able to go through the privileges that many of us have had to learn how to ride a bike. And so through 5 days in spring break, this program is put together, and there's 4 separate sessions that you could apply for. I think it starts at like 8, and then there's like one at like 9:15 or so on. And you just go with them. You're expected to be there every day if you do obligate to it. So if any of you guys are interested, there should be forms up in the CSI, I believe. And if not, you can also come contact me, and I can give you his email address for Dave Krug. It's dkrug@jccc.edu. And it's a pretty neat thing. They need about 80 volunteers, and the first year he wasn't sure if I guess administration didn't think he'd be able to get 80, or someone didn't think he'd be able to get 80, and he ended up being 80. And the second year he had to like turn away people because so many people were coming. So it's a pretty neat thing. He showed us a clip from the news in class, and I don't know, it's pretty touching. So I'm doing it. The second session, if any of you guys want to be with me, because the person that was going to be with me is going someplace for spring break. So do it. Any questions?
My only question was, is there an age requirement for this? Because I know Big Brothers, Big Sisters have the 21
There is no exact age requirement, but if, you can also bring in, say, you know, if you have like a brother or sister or a girlfriend or something, or boyfriend for whoever, and you can have them come in, or even a parent, you know, whoever.
Okay, so it's not
And-
open to everyone.
Yeah, but you need to fill out the form and have it turned in sometime soon. So
Thank you.
I can get you one if you need one.
Eric.
I would like to add on that. The thing that I like about that program is open to community and children who basically didn't have a chance to ride a bike. It's a neat program because you get to connect to somebody, which is so cool. And I'm just trying to encourage everybody in here. I'll be doing it also. So please show up.
I did it last year, and it's really gratifying to see the kids succeed in a way. And it also benefits you if you're in Phi Theta Kappa, whoever's in Phi Theta Kappa, each day counts as 10 points. So it gets you on a higher rank. Because it works on a star level, and for every hour you participate, it's 10 points, and to get on a first star, it's 50 points. So you'll get on a first star if you do the whole thing.
So basically everybody benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check it out, and then if you're gonna do it, be committed.
And it's just 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always good to give more than 1 hour of your time. Thanks, Joe. Secretary.
That's pretty.
Nothing new for PR, same time, same place.
Mr. Treasurer.
All right, well, the hospitality management is meeting with us this week. So next week we have graphic design, and we have International Club coming the Thursday after spring break, and we meet in COM 102, 12 to 12:30.
Thank you. Mr. Parliamentarian.
I don't have any announcement. Same time next week, it's gonna be Green Committee.
Thank you. So, I have a few announcements, but there's no shock there. Apart with the event with Professor Krug and also another event, we're going to count both of them as service projects and service hours going towards service hours for the Senate. But I do want to say, on a side note, that I really, really, really appreciate all the hard work the Vice President's been doing on Dollars for Scholars. It is a huge undertaking. It is not easy by any point or in any matter. So to kind of help you out a little bit, Kristen McDaniel, who works up in the foundation here on campus, is also a strong piece of the Dollars for Scholars program. And as I sit on the executive board for the foundation of Johnson County Community College, I decided that it'd be probably best if we have some of our senators go and help Dollars for Scholars the day after Dollars for Scholars. As the Vice President probably knows, is that they're doing this new pickup. They'll have the auction the day of Dollars for Scholars, and you can get your things at the auction, and then the next day, that Sunday, you can come back and pick them up. They need people to work that Sunday, and so I thought it'd be great opportunity to kind of get in there, help out the foundation, because they help us out so much, and also really, really hike up those numbers for our community service hours. So with that said, I'm going to give that information to the Vice President. He will then direct a group that will work with him on that Sunday. I'll be a part of that as well, Mr. Vice President, and I expect to at least see half of you there on Sunday. I know Sunday's a family day and mostly a religious day for most of us who observe it as a Sabbath, but if we could just all come together to kind of help out that day, I think that'd be great.
What date is it?
The Vice President can give you that date.
It's in April. we're actually meeting this week.
Just clear out all your Sundays in April.
17th, that weekend before Easter. Okay.
That day. Okay. And actually, I don't know, I'm not sure, to just counteract with Mindy really quick, because that's the day I had originally thought it was going to be, was the weekend before Easter, but then Kristen had said in the foundation meeting that she wasn't sure, so.
We haven't had the Dollars for Scholars meeting yet, so that's the date that's been told as of right now.
Okay, so,
Basically sometime in April.
right, exactly.
We'll let you know Monday, next Monday.
If we could also get a list, because this is probably that time of the year where we start having people shadow us in our positions on executive board, so we can get a list of those who are thinking about running for any of our positions. Could you pass it on to the secretary today, so we can get with you and try to schedule some time so that you can kind of see what we do, to see if it's really gonna work for you, because it's a lot of time and a lot of commitment that you have to put into being on the executive board. And so, with that said, we want you to make sure that you're, not just jumping into a pond with dry feet, but you're kind of getting your feet wet a little bit before you completely get in there. So, if you're gonna run for treasurer and vice president, and secretary, and so on, let us know, and then we can get that list together and get with you about when we can kind of let you shadow us and see what it's really like. As long as you're not on the election panel, yes, which was stated earlier, so. Also, the town hall is March 9th, which will be coming up very soon. This will not be canceled due to any weather whatsoever, God willing. And we expect to see each and every one of you there. If there's an issue or whatsoever that you cannot be there, please let us know as soon as possible. And I know that Sam said last time for the February town hall, you're gonna bring, I think, you said 20? Okay, let's double that and make it 40 that you bring.
Bring 41.
40 people to the town hall on March 9th. So now you're on the spot. Double it for those 2 months of this, but we are excited to have you all there, and it's also excited to have all the rest of the clubs and organizations there. Town halls are always a big hit, and I'm really shocked to how great of a success it turned out to be this year. So, Multicultural Night is coming up April 1st, so I really highly encourage for everyone to get tickets to that. And besides that, I think that, one more thing. I really want to thank each and every one of you that helped out with the fundraiser. We did make a good income of money, and I appreciate you all giving your time and your efforts to that day. It's really fun. It kind of makes me want to be a used car salesman now, I guess, in some ways, instead of going into politics. But I really just appreciate each and every one of you, and especially all those who really went out of their way to help us on that day. I just encourage you to keep up the good work. Yes, John.
I also had a little thank you for the people who helped out with junior senior day. I know Mike was giving tours and really working hard, and Eric was going to give a tour, but then it worked out, and Gina was, and Amir was, and Sylvana, yes. And I apologize to you guys didn't get to, I guess, give those tours. I know you guys spent about an hour, 2 hours out of your life just to shadow people on those tours. So I want to thank you guys for that commitment, and we appreciate you guys. So.
Yes. Next week, I will be making an appointment to a campus-wide committee, so be prepared for that. And service and fundraising is meeting this Friday. We will have the service part. We will be having the service fundraising part of our service fundraising scholarship. We did come up with a total for the scholarships on the scholarship committee, and the guidelines for that, and those will be released after we finish up some loose ends in the language and literature and changing dates. So I just want to give an update towards that as well. We'll now move into advisory announcements, and then after to the open forum.
About 2 weeks ago, we did an order for t-shirts. We had to order a couple extra t-shirts, so if you did not get one, you can still order one when they come in. They've not set how long it'll be. Hopefully it'll be before spring break though. So as soon as t-shirts come in, I'll let you know.
Thank you. Open forum, anything for open forum? Mike?
I'm going to be on tonight from 3 to close at Old Shawnee Pizza. LAE is having a fundraiser for us to try to raise funds for nationals coming up. If you bring this flyer, which if you don't have one, you can get one in COM 309, and you take it to them, and we get 15% of the sales, and it has coupons on the side here for you to use. So, any questions about that? Or
Is there a certain time?
yeah, it's from 3 p.m. to close. So whenever they close, that's today only. So, and I believe we're in negotiations with them to do more fundraisers in the future with them. So.
Thanks, Mike. So, last chance. Okay. All right. To both Kiras, I really want to thank you for coming today. I hope to see you here next week as well, next Monday, same time, same place. The rules that we have as far as joining Student Senate, hold on everybody, please, just 1 second. Thank you. The rules that we have as far as joining Student Senate is that you come for 3 consecutive meetings. So today would be meeting number 1 for you, and the next Monday would be meeting number 2, and then on the 3rd Monday, you would be up for consideration to be voted into the Senate as a senator with full Senate voting rights. So I think that would be really great of you to come next week and then the week after, and I really, really cannot stress enough how important it would be to have you here on the Senate with us. As I told you on Friday, the passion's there, I see it, and I think that your passion mixed with this Senate would just be great and would do wonders for the rest of this year. And so I really look forward to having you with us. So if there's anything I can do, again, we'll be working together. If there's anything I can do on another note, please let me know, and I'm there to help you out. As for everyone else, have a great day, have a great week, and do work.
Motion to adjourn?
I got it. Motion, I'll now entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. Second? Second. Great.